Me, 24F, am getting suspicious of my husband, 25M, on what he does every Saturday night. Update. https www.reddit.com/r/relationship-advice/comments/10w7aim/me24fam getting suspicious off my husband 25mon/ This is an update for the post I made yesterday on Reddit asking people what my husband could be doing on Saturday night every week. Just to address some things quickly. We have a shared account in terms of fiancés which nothing is up with in any way. I have talked with his friends and as I said before they just feel generic and don't seem to want to talk to me since they never engage with me and when they answer me they keep it short. Could be that is how they are but it all just feels odd to me. We live in the Netherlands and not in the US. He met these new friends after having met them with his old drinking group of friends. I have talked with my husband twice on what he is actually doing when he goes drinking with them all the time and I haven't gotten any important info outside of just drinking at the bar and then going to a friend's house until they stop drinking response. The friends of his dress casually. No suits or anything like that. Make of that what you will too. When he goes out he always uses cash and it is like $30-50 normally that he brings. Though if he doesn't drink more than when I went with them he couldn't possibly use it all up. Unless he is buying for them as well. He has had no problems going on vacations but if I ask if we can go on a Saturday to do something together it always is a week in advance as well that he can do so and it probably has been about 6 times last year that he did so. Otherwise we do stuff on Fridays. He is also kinda reluctant to do so if it is not a vacation. His friends have never really been in our house as they always stand by the front door. They don't seem to care to be in the house whatsoever. My husband is a construction worker. The other 3 are IT, engineer, and a carpenter. No strange jobs or anything like that. Or a job that would require them to work Saturday or Sunday. So after a lot of suggestions I went with the safest but also not really harming my husband in any way, shape or form one. Which was also one of first things recommended, which was checking for any addresses on Google Maps and seeing if there was anything on there. When he was asleep I took his phone from the nightstand and went into the toilet and locked the door of said toilet. Then opened the app only to find nothing on it. If there was anything ever on it was probably erased or lost to time in some sort of update or something. So that was no use. I searched some more until I found a navigation app that I don't remember seeing the last time I had his phone. About 2 months ago. I opened the app up and sure enough there were about 20 locations searched for along with one marked as in saved location for quick access. Most of the places were normal places you would go to though or places where I know he told me he would go for work. Or a bar I know they go to, supposedly. The ones that actually caught my eye were 5 odd ones. And one of them was the marked one. The 4 searched for ones were of random houses 1 to 2 hours away from us. In really small places I didn't even know existed or barely remembered at all. I have no clue why these locations were searched or if he went there of what his business there. Could be if he did go. So that was really odd. The marked place was in the forest not too far from here. It is about a 20-minute drive give or take. We have been there on multiple occasions but I don't know why he would have one marked for navigation. He knows the forest pretty well because we have gone numerous times with just the 2 of us or with friends, so I have no clue what navigation could help him in a place like that. It seems to be a little outside of where the middle of that forest should be. Maybe I'm really anxious at this point, but it didn't seem to make much sense to me. Anyway, nothing else of use I could find on his phone. So I took the phone and put it right back on his nightstand. As far as I can tell he was still sleeping soundly. He always was a heavy sleeper. When I woke up he was gone off to work, and I am now writing this just having finished cooking for the day. He will be home soon from the gym. About 30 minutes. I am thinking that if I still want to do more, I may have to either hire a pie or try to track them with a tracker or follow them myself. Though that will have to wait until Saturday to make any progress. I have also not found anything that could indicate a different phone, bank account, or anything suspicious on our computer. So once again at the moment I am at a dead end. If any of you have any suggestions, I'm all ears, I guess. TLDR. Am suspicious of what my husband does every Saturday night. Update. This feels like a no sleep story. Anxiously awaiting the next chapter. Eyes. Whole thing is really strange. Are the houses and place in the forest abandoned? Just trying to make light of the situation for op. But wouldn't it be nice if it all turned out innocent? I hope that's the situation. Hang in there and good luck. I am more emotionally invested in this story than I should be. I'm not usually a proponent of that, but yeah, it's pie time. What kind of construction does he do? Is it possible these are job sites? And when did y'all last go to the lake? I still have my hostel from my last trip to Europe starred on my phone in a different category than my favorite restaurants or friends' houses, for example. So maybe that's not something to worry about in particular. Could you tell anything from the ordering of the searches? E.g., did he go to all these houses back to back, or were they interspersed with grocery trips or errand locations suggesting he went to them on different days? Has his behavior changed in any other way besides his Saturday activities since meeting these guys? Are these his only friends? To me, cheating with another woman makes the least sense. Why would these guys he met a year ago be willing to not only cover for him but also drive him up to 2 hours away to a woman's house? Possible one of the friends just lives really far and that's the reason they're protective of their time together? I know I wouldn't want to drive 4 hours round trip more than once a week. Still seems like there's something missing from this equation based on how they treated you. Is it weird that my first thought was that this dude has discovered Dungeons and Dragons and is ashamed to tell his wife about it and be seen as a nerd? Lol. Either that or straight to weird satanic cult. IDK man. Pie would probably be helpful. The puzzle pieces are just too numerous to not add up to something. Here's a possibility. There are a lot of nerds in this crowd. What about something like Dungeons and Dragons or role-playing? Something a bit dorky? What if they're taking mushrooms and having bro time? I'm beginning to think that this is not a request for advice, but this is an exercise in creative writing. Are they spending all night LARPing in the forest? Not to be naively optimistic, but I have several places marked on my Maps app accidentally. One was a parking spot that my phone offered to mark for me automatically. The others are just random dropped pins from pressing too long. I never delete them because I'm usually focused on an actual Maps task. Woman shrugging. If the houses are his friends' houses, you could always casually ask about where they live. Then, it could add up, maybe? You should really find that post where the guy was at boy nights, but all the people going were actually using it as a cover for cheating on their so. It was a Reddit post. Hire a pie. You know he is going 2 hours away. Which in itself sounds iffy since we'll avoid running into anyone who he knows that can relay any information back to you. Could he be being blackmailed by those guys? I do wonder if his friends are bosses of his and they're like drug dealing but he's making no money? Or maybe he's gambling, but he'd have to make mistakes with his finances somewhat? Like that money was coming in would have to be apparent. I think the friends are his bosses though. Is your husband normally this meticulous? Like, does he have his ducks completely in a row, same thing day after day otherwise? Like, does he have obsessive compulsive tendencies, or is this the only thing he's being so precise about? Same money, same time, same ritual, same people. Are his clothes similar when they go too? I wonder if they have other common interests. Some really niche ones. Perhaps getting high on something and then going to a cabin in the woods to have sex kinda thing. Would explain the little money he uses and the weird address you found. Please keep us updated and take care. Don't do anything to put yourself in danger. Update me. If this is a fake post, PLS, make it a good one. With a good plot twist or something. I had my breath held reading this post and the other. There's literally no reason to believe these map locations are related to the friend group besides coincidence. Not everything someone notices or mentions is a clue or Chekhov's gun. As a man myself, I am going to give you the most logical options in the order of realisticness to me. 1. Doing drugs. I would consider this to be the most likely. Considering they are going to a forest and whatnot, they could be doing drugs that they normally are not able to do. 2. Selling drugs. I think it also is reasonable to assume they could be selling drugs. Once again, abandoned forest. 3. Having sex. They could be having sex with each other. Or involving other people. 4. Crime. They could be doing crime, whether than it for financial gain or for whatever other reason. This could be a good time and place for it to go down. It could be something as mundane as growing cannabis. 5. Cult. They could be in a cult having rituals and whatever else those in a cult do. But I find this to be the least likely if I am being honest. Most people that are in cults are far as I know are generally recruited as children, teenagers, and just don't know any better. 6. Something embarrassing. I find this to be the most unlikely. But there is a chance they are doing something that is stereotypically embarrassing. Such as maybe playing Dungeons or Dragons or some other game. Maybe watching anime. Hell, maybe playing Pokemon cards. It could be something that they are embarrassed to tell their wives and would rather just keep to themselves. Unlikely, but possible. Outside of this, I am not exactly sure what they could be up to. But from a young man's perspective, I would bet a lot of money it's one of those 6 options. But then again, I don't know your husband or if this is even real. Regardless of what he's doing, I would deduce that the relationship is over, because with a lack of trust there is no relationship. I would just start setting up for divorce either way and just let it be done. Because even if he was doing nothing, you clearly don't trust him, and I do not blame you. Please don't do anything on your own. This could potentially be a dangerous situation. Keep yourself safe. Dit klink meer dan een beetje dubious. Ik heb geen idee waar je ekgenut mee bezig is. Maar hij zit niet in de kroeg. Of ten minste niet elke zaterdag. Ja, het kan natuurlijk zijn dat hij aan het vreemd gaan is. Maar mijn eerste gedachten gingen naar inkoop of verkoop van drugs. En dan die drie gassen die amper wat zeggen vind ik heel raar. Ik schrei dit als man van 41. Dus moe ik toegeven dat ik niet meer up-to-date ben wat weinig uitgangscultuur geldt. Maar toch vind ik dit een buitengewoon vreemd verhaal. Ik wens je het allerbeste. Up.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.